The weekend is the weekend. I split the week into the weekend and then the week. So the weekend is Saturday, Sunday. Then the week is Monday to Friday. So midweek that's me.
Right.
You have an option as to decide whether Thursday is midweek for you. What I know is Thursday is Throwback Thursday. So if you decide to make
what some people to know is that Thursday is close to Friday.
yeah. And then the weekend is here, and then Akpa Film. Then the show comes to an end. Then the weekend will come in the twinkle of an eye. You blink one or the Monday morning.
9 a.m. on Saturday, the weekend has finished.
After 9 a.m.
9 a.m. it has finished.
Oh.
After 9 a.m. is the next hour you see on the clock is 12 o'clock. After that one is Sunday. Sunday you are going to church.
Sunday, dear Charlie.
That's finished.
The entire cycle on a Sunday, but how are you gonna do it? You can't do it any other way, but just continue to ride it through. Yeah, exactly. Let's get into our papers for the morning as a number of developments. Every morning I say a number of development, but today, there is a big one. The forensic audit into the All Africa Games expenditure. I'm surprised that didn't start a long time ago, but I'm sure one of the papers will serve it up for us, and then we'll get a bit more into the details. Yesterday as well, you had the privilege of hearing the Minister for Interior, Alhaji Mohamed Muntaka, as well, on update on election-related violence,
yes,
2020, 2024, and some others as well. And so, significant development in terms of the news cycle in the past 24 hours since we were seated here yesterday. And so perhaps we'll get into it now.
Sometimes, I don't know whether these newsmakers, they keep the news and they release it when one news is dying or something. See, yesterday was when the NIMOS thing was going down. So it had gone down yesterday. And just before today, yesterday in the evening, something else comes up. Forensic audit, All African Games. And then...
But the NIMOS thing hasn't gone down. The MP was in court, the speaker spoke...
Yeah, but you see, now that they have responded and all of that, so it has, comparatively, comparing it with when it all started on Sunday.
Monday, I mean, it's tapered off a bit, I'll be honest.
The Daily Post newspaper, you spoke about it, the front page, 21 suspects identified in election violence, 9 arrested, warrant issued for arrest of others. That's according to the Interior Minister, Muntaka Mohamed Mubarak. Also, Ghana's president wants to prove Ghana and all of Africa can stand on its own, says Time, the international magazine. The story is on pages 3, 7, 8, and 9 of the paper. Wuntumi's double Galamsey cases adjourned as prosecution flips Akwanta GM into state witness. I like this. The prosecutor has flipped Akwanta GM into state witness.
Now, your general manager is going to be testifying against you.
Yeah,
Charlie, that's a tough ask.
That's some tactic from the Attorney General. I mean, there are concerns that how sustainable is his new approach?
The strategy?
Yes. The legal brains are telling us that, I mean, it is at his discretion. He's comparing which one would give the state better, would offer the state better in terms of the prosecution advantages and all of that. Which one is the big fish? So if he has managed to flip the GM of Akwanta Mining into a state witness, we wish all the best to Chairman Wontumi. President Mahama orders forensic audit into the 13th All Africa Games management. Some good news. If you look at the expenses of the
4 million to print ID cards. 4 million.
It is biometric ID card.
4 million. As for that figure, I can't get it out of my head. I recall
how much was allocated for feeding?
$15 million.
15. What were they eating?
$16 million for renovation.
One cow, one day.
And this is me not reading any document, but I can remember the numbers. That
one cow, one day. Charlie, Ghana is sweet rough. The Daily Guide, Ghana's favorite newspaper, front page. Police and military linked to 7 deaths. That's according to the Interior Minister, and this is in relation to the 2020-2024 election violence. Parliament media must deepen collaboration, attributed to the Speaker. NPA extortion case, OSP freezes over 100 million cedis assets. Comes with a picture of Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid. The man, yesterday the man was greeting people, laughing.
The matter not in the inside. OSP went to slap his face in different quarters.
That one too is generating it's eliciting some responses. People think the OSP social media account is turning into a troll account.
Really?
Yes. They say the OSP could have responded without their pictures. And then
fair point.
Looking at the time it came, just moment after Mustafa Abdul Hamid made those comments, and then this comes out. I mean, well,
they were actually responding to the comments he made.
Exactly, but you could have done it without the pictures.
And I asked someone that question. The person said it's completely needless. They should prove their case in court. If the defense says my case, there's nothing in it.
I mean,
it's not in the court of it's not in the court of public opinion for you to come and reiterate whatever charges it is that you're slapping. It's been amended to 54 and the likes. You have to just prove it in courts. Coming back to try and tell us, I mean,
maybe they are convincing the public that there's something inside. Maybe
it's not the public you convince.
You think Mustafa too is convincing us that there's nothing inside.
The law court is where convincing will happen at.
Go to court and go and do your shenanigans there. AG files Wontumi Galamsey trial papers. Comes to the pictures of Chairman Wontumi and then a few of his lawyers. Akufo-Addo EU delegation discussed development. That story is on page 3 of the Daily Guide newspaper. There's a story I saw on page 13, and we spoke about it yesterday. Tujin Mensah joins thousands at NSPPD Ghana Confab. These are the stories, some of the stories.
In all truth, I don't know why people are fussing about her appearance. I think we mentioned. No, I wasn't here. I was mentioning it to somebody in the newsroom that completely needless this becomes a subject of debate and conversations, but I guess because of her position as well,
she's a newsmaker,
that generates quite the interest. Otherwise, everybody is supposed to is not supposed to. Everybody is allowed to practice whatever faith and belief they so choose. Buddhists, whatever, you can.
The Daily Graphic front page banner headline: 21 culprits face trial. 15 deaths, 39 injuries recorded. Yesterday, the minister said 40 injuries recorded. Also, Graphicus paid dues to national development, 12.16 billion cedis MDA payment claims rejected. Verification window opens until November 7. State Housing Company takes steps to recover outstanding debt. You go to the center spread of the paper. German president pays courtesy call on Asantehene. Cut sword for 5.6 million euros Green Technology Center. World AIDS Day launched. Surge in HIV/AIDS worrying. That's according to the AIDS Commission. Suma Mandufi Yam Festival celebrated in the Bono region. The back page of the Daily Graphic. Breast conserving therapy emerges as alternative treatment for breast cancer.
Breast what?
I said it. I knew Mauna would react.
No, I'm curious as to what it is. Breast
conserving therapy.
What is that? In terms of what it's supposed to.
So specialists have come up with an alternative breast cancer treatment different from the removal of the breast, known as breast conserving therapy. It keeps the breast in its normal shape and form, as opposed to the breast removal treatment known in medical science as.
But how will conserving happen when it is cut off to prevent the spread of the cancer? Perhaps some of or you're trying to skim through the story to see if we get.
Marina likes the idea of breast conserving therapy.
No, I mean, the subject of breast cancer is one that is very important. and so when someone mentions conserving instead of cutting, Why are you engaged in such very obvious mischief?
Somebody mentions conserve instead of cutting.
Exactly. Somebody mentions conserving instead of cutting. Most certainly, it should be of interest to all of us, because if you have the privilege of going through the numbers, or you know somebody who suffered it, and there's a chance or a likelihood that means conserving could come with alternative treatment. These are the areas in which I'm seeking to get a bit more in terms of clarity, not the obvious mischief you're hell bent on propagating. But
that's one headline: breast conserving therapy. I've talked.
Proceed with the rest of the
Finally,
headlines.
for me, is the Accra Times newspaper. The front page reported attacks on Naima's team. I won't shield any MP if. That's according to the Speaker of Parliament. Help protect Ghana's maritime integrity. Mahama calls for support from France. Call on NPP decision makers. Let's embrace Paul Afoko. Chumasi can come. It comes to the picture of Paul Afoko, the former NPP national chairman. Victor Smith calls on U.S. investors, and Parliament observes practice and procedure week. That story is on page 6 of the paper. IPU appoints Bagwing as member of task force towards peaceful resolution of the Russian-Ukraine war.
I'll get into the Ghanaian Times. That's the first paper I have. Electoral violence from 2020 to 2024. Government to compensate victims. That's according to the Interior Minister. Integrate internal auditors into GIFMIS. Professor Tuguba is the one saying it. Global cooperation crucial to curbing illicit financial flows. President Mahama saying this. Rice farmers renew call for adequate investment in local production. Soldiers accused of assaulting civilians at Basionde. And on the back page, dredging of Odo River, other flood-prone areas in Accra resumes. That's the pages on the Ghanaian Times. I'll do the custodian next. GJ demands answers on Ahmed Swale case. Also, Baumia tops all in NPP race. Amankwa Menu declares, I am protecting my land at Pambros, Tangway. So I think there was this story came up that some persons were to lose jobs yesterday. The paper, one of the papers seems to have found the developer who is being accused of this, and
see that man. Raise your hand. Raise your hand.
He's now dressing.
He's now
wearing his watch.
Wristwatch on.
That's not dressing.
No, you are. Yeah, I mean, it's a part of all of the accessories you are going to be identified with in town, and you are now doing it.
I'm wearing my pants. I'm wearing my shirts. I'm wearing my.
Anyways. Minority flays Mahama's ministers for deserting parliament. And on the back page, MTN Ghana sweeps, you use insurance brokers faster. The news center, I'll do that as well quickly. 15 dead, 40 injured in 2020 and 2024 elections violence. That's according to the Alhaji Muntaka Mubarak, his interior minister. Controversy over clearance of Bosomoa Forest for nursing school. Use brokers for fair deals, faster claims, IBAC president. Violence has become a cultural reflex in Ghana. Pambros claims crumble. Lands Commission documents confirm Tangway lawfully acquired land. That story as well has made its way here. It's interesting to know that the news center and then the custodian, they have a similar back page story, actually. Quite interesting. Just observing. The new finder, BOG to introduce dual licensing for non-entrance banking institutions. Professor John Gachi, Ghana National Fire Service urges traders to observe fire safety measures ahead of Christmas. Chamber of Agribusiness calls for joint action to resolve rice sector crisis, and most banks confident in Ghana's 2026 financial system stability. Today, there are a number of things up for conversation. And so perhaps we'll do it touch quickly. I know that there is the All Africa Games. The minister on the election-related violence as well. The Isutufi North Member of Parliament has been to court and back. Has been granted 150,000 cedis bail. 2 sureties cannot leave the capital, Accra, and a host of other matters, some of which we're catching details of as well. And so let's get straight into it. And you start with which one?
I'm looking for the All African Games story in the Daily Post newspaper. I'll find it, and then I'll talk to you about the details of what the paper is saying. It says continue from page 3. I don't know whether Sixtus has found any story he wants to share with us.
Okay, let me start off with the compensation.
We can start with the All Africa Games. Look, it's
chairman is not even relaxing. Yeah. You get into it. Get into it first. Get into it. You are starting. Get into it. People are eager, waiting, ready to listen to you. Do not let my small distraction put you off. Otherwise,
I'm a very focused young man. Anyway, so let me continue to focus. So
you are focused and now you are not focused.
Good morning, Jamila. So the games. Those games were they presented us as a people an opportunity to at least enjoy ourselves. They were fun, right? The games, and I want to believe, also brought out something in us. They gave us an opportunity as a country to once again rally around the flag of Ghana.
Red, gold,
green, and black.
Black, right?
And we celebrated some good athletes. I was saying here the other time that I saw Rose, the high jumper, and our triple jump, high jump. The lady is Rose, right? I saw her for the first time at those games. And I watched her personally, and I was so amazed at how she was able to do it. Yes, and how she was able to do it. The enthusiasm, you see, the kind of energy that our athletes brought to the games, that once we're hosting, we needed to also, rake in a lot of the medals. So that was good for us. And we had some fun. For those of you who were able to make way to the Legon Sports Stadium and
Boteman
Sports Complex, you saw a lot of the games. And they were fun. The swimming was super. I love swimming. So I just couldn't miss watching that. But then the conversation started as to how much went into it. And we began asking ourselves, as there is with every other thing in this country, what have we done wrong? What did we do wrong?
Did we go or did we come?
Did we go or did we come? Now there was the first issue with that was, why not build a proper sports village rather than renovate hostels or halls at the University of Ghana? And the amounts that were quoted as going into the renovation heart clenching. You hear the amount and you ask yourself,
$195 million.
Could we have put up some facility somewhere, even if it's within the Boteman area? Could we have put up some facility
to build a whole country?
No, I don't know. Because sometimes when you talk, they say, it's you don't know because you are not an expert. So I'm just being cautious. I'm not a building expert. So I'm asking, could we have? How many rooms, hostel rooms could that amount have given us? Could we have built some other, say, a tennis court somewhere? Could we have set up some other complex with that amount of money? We renovated the place, put in air conditioners, I think the lighting, the bedding too, I think all of those things were changed.
Sixus.
My understanding now.
There was so much money. There were volunteers who were promised allowances after the event they were queuing, looking for who to take the allowance from, and it resulted in some fight.
Did they eventually get the money?
They were given something, but it wasn't what was promised. And so, on the subject, I'm trying to go back. $16 million for renovation.
Yes.
Of the hostels.
And you know,
15 million.
You know, when you go to Legon now, they are not using the air conditioners that were fixed. I spoke with some students. They said this was maybe they've now started using, but this was last semester.
Look, there was even the $3.6 million.
What is it there for?
$3.6 million haggle between GBC as to whether or not they had received the monies
or they had not.
And all
DG
of that.
spoke, and there had to be clarification. So I don't know why when there's a project in this country, we never end with. We never end well.
I think that the African Games, it lasted for about 18 days. We had I think 13,000 athletes, and they were fed with $15 million.
$15 million.
$15 million.
But there's a demand for a forensic audit now.
Yes.
From the president. We will wait to see what will come out of it. But these are just by way of some of the numbers, what it is that was contained in all of that. Over $245 million. Have you got the story fully now? Over $245 million is what went into the All Africa Games expenditure. From the feeding to printing of ID cards to conversations, and to top it all off, $245 million. We started the games and our athletes didn't have the equipment to even engage. They were being ferried to the centers in the buckets of pickups.
People were using their own bicycles.
Yes,
that
we
matter too.
remember all of it.
Yes. So we couldn't even buy a bus for our athletes. They had to gather them like sardine in the bucket of a pickup.
So this is the full story that the Daily Post is saying. President John Dramani Mahama has directed the Auditor General to launch a comprehensive forensic audit into the financial and operational management of the recent 13th All-African Games. The directive was issued on Tuesday. It follows the submission of a detailed report by the National Intelligence Bureau concerning the organization and management of the event. The President's action emphasizes the government firm resolve to ensure transparency, accountability, and value for money. Scope of the investigation. The wide-ranging forensic audit is structured to meticulously examine 5 key areas, aiming to uncover any discrepancies or breaches of public financial laws. One is procurement and contracting process. The audit will scrutinize all tendering activities, the selection of contractors and suppliers, and critically assess compliance with the PPA Act. There's also financial management and expenditure control as one of the areas of the investigation. This section will meticulously trace all sources of funding, including government subventions and private sponsorships, and track all disbursements and expenditures related to the games. The third is infrastructure and project delivery. This one. Investigators will assess the implementation of all game facilities, focusing on cost variations, adherence to timelines, and overall value for money outcome for every project. Assess asset management and post-games utilization. And this process will include a rigorous verification of the inventory, legal ownership, and current operational status of all assets that were procured for or constructed for the event. And then lastly is institutional oversight and coordination. The roles, responsibilities, and overall effectiveness of all agencies and committees involved in the planning and execution of the 13th All Africa Games. All of that will be evaluated, Marina.
Right then, and we'll get a bit more in terms of all of those details. But we also know that outside of this, and we'll move away from the All Africa Games, we know that the government is promising some compensation for persons who suffered violence.
No, before that, are there timelines to that investigation?
Not mentioned at this
No,
time.
I don't think there are timelines which have been mentioned in relation to this investigation, and so perhaps it's a forensic audit to be undertaken by the Auditor General, right?
It's not outsourced.
Yes.
To be undertaken.
That's another.
The Auditor General.
That's another hand clap for the president.
Yeah, to be undertaken by the Auditor General. And so I had wanted us to get into the Muntaka press conference, but I think we have to go to Parliament first, and then from there we will connect with this, because there are two issues from Parliament. The first is the MP, the Sutufi North Member of Parliament, who yesterday was in court, granted 150,000 cedis bail. One surety is not supposed to leave the country. Is not supposed to leave the capital, I should say. Must report to the investigator. Is it twice every month or so?
So he cannot meet his constituents.
Yes, because the indication is that I think I saw the transcripts from the court proceedings, and it didn't state how long, but the speaker yesterday had cause to condemn it as well in terms of the actions.
And those are all the comments and observations we made here, that there needed to be some word from the speaker. The speaker needed to speak about this.
He's done that. Immunity will not shield you.
It won't shield you
from breaking the law.
And that's also the MP at the center of all of this unforgivable incident. Should be investigated, and I think that is what is happening now. So yes, we stand with each other in this matter, that we all have to see that something is happening. As to not leaving the capital, the man will lose his seat.
I saw a video from Collins Dauda, I think yesterday or 2 days ago. It was an old video.
Yeah, I think that I've not watched it, but I've seen that a video of him has been making the rounds.
Yes. And then what he's saying is that while in opposition, he was at a point going to court every day of the week.
Yes.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then he went to see the NPP, went to see Kandapa, he went to see other people within the NPP that, please, reduce the number of days for me. I'm a lawmaker. I need to be in Parliament. I need to go to my constituency. And then they took 2 days of the 5 days. So I was left with 3 days. And then he went to see Kandapa that, please, reduce the 3 days.
Because I need to be with my people.
I want to win. I want to retain my seat. He says, Kandapa told him that, we are doing this because of the seats we want. You say we should reduce. We have given you 3. You don't like. You want more.
Oh, I see.
That's the content of the video. That video came up during when all of this started. When this the
entire NIMOS thing started as well. And so there is that. We know that the majority leader as well provided some updates as to what is expected to happen on that front as well. On updates he had received from Collins Dauda himself, says that he had arranged a meeting between the Isutufi North Member of Parliament and then the Interior Minister and some other persons, but he had to be in court, and the Interior Minister also had other pressing matters and so could not be readily available as well. But it appears there's a consensus in Parliament that the actions may not have been right, and so nobody will be shielded in terms of the breaking of the law in that respect. And so we will see how all of that transpires. We also do not know when all of the court proceedings will come to an end. But there's another matter, because yesterday the Speaker met the media and provided some updates. You know, we've been asking questions about what's happened to the vetting committee.
That was just 2 days ago when all of this NIMOS thing started, and then we said the Speaker even has cases on the table he has not
vetting
fully
committee,
dealt with.
The 8th Parliament, the dawn of the 8th Parliament, the military storming the legislature, and what have you. He's spoken to 2 of them. On the vetting committee, he says that, there is no cause for concern and that it has come before him. He's still looking into the matters, and then I don't know what you make of it, but many will say that this should have come to the floor of the House for a conversation by now.
It should have. It's been long enough, and this does not seem like something we need to look for a lot of evidence to prove. It was in the full glare of everybody. It was shown on national television. You can see the MPs doing what they were doing, the conversations they were having. In fact, when the speaker had to set up this committee to investigate, people were asking, I mean, what for? We all saw what happened, unless there's something that we did not see that happen or something. But everybody saw how their MPs were behaving, the way they were behaving.
For authentication.
So people were saying whether the videos were doctored, bringing in experts.
live footage.
Oh no!
So
but you still need to a committee to say that yes, this actually did happen. And
when everybody saw that
you were not here, you were seeing pictures, you were not hearing audio.
The committee has done its work.
So the
report
ask yourself,
is before the speaker.
I am not the enemy here. I'm just trying to explain something.
You're also not the enemy. I'm just also making the points forcefully that the committee has done its work.
To say that the work of the committee was necessary. It was necessary for us to have done that. Maybe we should be asking. Yes, even though you saw it live on TV, yeah, you didn't hear the audio. A lot of the times we didn't know what was happening.
Oh, 60.
So we saw videos. So the committee would merely authenticate what happened.
When these people, honorable member,
put it in a report. And put it in a report that these are the individuals at the center.
The report has been lying.
This is that.
Then for Honorable Bedra came to even speak about it. You went to speak with him.
He said we were expecting, when he came, he said we were expecting the report that following Friday, right?
The report is done long.
Look, the report has come up in the business, the order paper a number of times, and it's never been picked. Actually.
Yes, so
Christian Yale, who is our parliamentary affairs correspondent, can in fact corroborate exactly what it is that I'm saying. So it's not a case of the report not being done.
That is where the conversation should be. Those are the questions we should be asking. That what's up with this particular report? Who and who should we be dealing with? What are the recommendations of? It's the same as the IGP committee, the Atachia committee report. Who and who, what are the recommendations? Who and who should be dealt with in what manner and within what period, so that we are able to follow up. But if there's something that the rest of us or the House is keeping away from the rest of the country, then we ask the House again, who are you shielding? What are you hiding? Why don't you want us to know what happened or what is in the report and all of that? So yes, they are legitimate questions, but those questions have to do with actions after the report had been put together.
When Dr. Rawlings was speaking and in the full glare of other members of parliament, somebody passed that unfortunate comment, that one to investigate.
Yes, you have to investigate.
What are you investigating?
You have to get people who will formally request the CCTV of the House.
Did the House?
No, but if you don't, how do you expect them to deal with it?
As for that investigation,
the word investigate does not necessarily mean take up what do you call it? Set up some elaborate committee with processes.
How far has that one gone to that investigation?
That again is a legitimate question, but we cannot have a problem with investigate. Okay. The word investigate.
Okay.
So the committee will request the what do you call the department? CNN's department. There's a gentleman at Parliament called CNN. If you have reported from Parliament before, you know CNN. He's a big man. His department, so they are in charge. The sound, video, those things. Yeah. It's at the back where normally when there's a ceremonial event, they'll process through.
Okay.
Yes, and then they'll sign the books and all. That side, that's where the office is. So they'll request the footage and everything from them. The people will sit down and identify the individuals, then write and invite the individuals to come and justify the comments that they made. That's all of that is investigation.
Okay.
So I don't think it would be right for the speaker to just sit up there and say, you are the one who said that, come here, pull your ear. And I'm not sure that is how it will work.
But if the speaker saw the person who said it, the speaker cannot do it like that.
The speaker can walk people out.
I'm just asking. So the person said the comment.
I'm sure whoever shouted the comment, the people seated next to him or her knew he was the one.
That's what I done.
So it's really not.
In fact, in Parliament, when you're even talking without your microphone on, everybody
hears you. Because the microphones are so powerful, they can pick the next one.
Now,
next one can pick your sound.
He made that comment into the microphone.
That is right.
And then we still don't know who, anyways. But
I think my biggest concern would be no action on a lot of the bad things that are coming out of Parliament. And you started with the inception of the 8th Parliament. That ugly scene. Yeah. That coup d'etat.
He says it's a foregone conclusion. It was in the 8th Parliament.
Which is terrible.
The 9th Parliament,
unless it is a certain,
the executive should pick it up.
Unless it is a certain consensus.
I'm trying to get the audio from his
unless it's a certain bipartisan consensus that
which would be very unfortunate.
Which would be very unfortunate, because what happened that night was a coup d'etat. Imagine the military entered the chamber and said, "Hey, all of you, lie down. General so sit on the speaker's chair, make an announcement."
And then, based on how fluid the situation
all the cameras were in Parliament that night. All the cameras were there. So this man would just say, "I have taken control of that thing that the Achampons and co said. I have taken control of the country. Parliament is hereby dissolved. All ministers report to the nearest police station." And in this case, there were no ministers. So you would have just said, "I have dissolved Parliament." Then the soldiers from the barracks go and secure the Jubilee House. It was a very, very, very unfortunate thing that happened that dawn. And it should not, I agree with you, if there's a bipartisan agreement or consensus that they should bury it, it is unfortunate, and I don't think that CSO should tolerate it. I think CSO should pick it up and get to see who did what, and we have to deal with it. It should never happen again. We play too much, and unfortunately, these are people who know better than I do. Who did this thing? Somebody definitely gave the order for the soldiers to enter the chamber. Somebody did that. And the criminal part would be that whoever gave the command that night did not have the authority to do that.
Yeah.
If you look at all the people who could have, none of them had the authority to do that at that material moment. So that will also have certain implications. You see, I'm sure a lot of conversation probably has gone into this. And I agree, if there's any bipartisan agreement on this matter, it is bad. And civil society should pick it up, not keep quiet over it, because we need to be able to prevent a future occurrence.
As for civil society picking it up, if it's going to be picked up on the part of Parliament, from the commentary of the Speaker, that's not going to happen, because he believes that it is a closed chapter. It's
dead
done.
And gone.
And if
I don't think that necessarily is what he meant. I think what he meant was that the current Parliament cannot investigate it. So that would speak more to jurisdiction than to helplessness. Like
he was Speaker
it's a closed
of the
chapter.
8th Parliament.
Yes, he was eventually elected Speaker of the 8th Parliament. That was when it happened. Mm-hmm. It actually happened at his election. So the point he probably made is that
when it was happening,
relax for me, gentlemen. The 8th Parliament should have investigated, not the 9th Parliament.
Let me read exactly what Christian sent. And Christian Yale is a parliamentary affairs correspondent. These are the verbatim quotes of the Speaker. "Personally, I investigated the chaos that took place during the election of the Speaker on January 7, 2021. But that action is belated. The 9th Parliament cannot probe it. The executive can take it up." So that's the position of the Speaker. "Personally, I investigated the chaos that took place during the election of the Speaker on January 7, 2021. But that action is belated. The 9th Parliament cannot probe it. The executive can take it up."
Exactly. So that statement does not mean it's a foregone conclusion.
It
only says
for Parliament is
yes
done.
for the ninth Parliament. For the ninth Parliament.
We'll go back
so
to
the question is, why didn't the 8th Parliament investigate it?
The Speaker says he investigated the chaos that took place during the election.
As Speaker or as
Speaker.
Okay.
In 2021.
And where is the report of that investigation?
That's all. That's where he.
So that's also a problem.
We need him to provide when he investigated. What did he find?
What did he find? And why is he leaving it to the executive?
He hit a stalemate. You know.
So the 8th Parliament had the authority to investigate that. And if the Speaker tells us that he investigated that matter, then certainly there's a report to it. Where is that report? What does that report say? Who does that? No, it could not have been his personal investigation.
So you see, I find that's why it is interesting, this bill that Parliament is working on, the transition bill. You see, when a Parliament is being dissolved and another is about to be sworn in, that space there, that was when all of this happened. In fact, when the chaos was happening, was the Speaker of Parliament, because he had not.
He wasn't.
He had not.
There was no Speaker of Parliament. There was an acting president. The Chief Justice of the Republic at the time was President of the Republic.
Yeah.
Correct. There was no president. There was no vice president. There was no Speaker of Parliament.
No executive.
There was no executive.
Yeah.
That is what we can say. Now, at the material moment that it happened, we had an immediate past Minister for Defense, immediate past Minister for the Interior, immediate past National Security Minister, who were all members of Parliament. No, Kanda Power was not.
National Security Minister.
No, he was not member of Parliament at the time. He wasn't. But the other two were members of Parliament. The Honorable Ambrose Derry, the Honorable Dominic Nitiwu, they were members of Parliament to be sworn in, but they did not have executive power at the time.
Yeah.
So if the order came from the minister, the immediate past Minister for Defense, the Honorable Dominic Nitiwu at the time, that would have been illegal. If the order came from the immediate past Minister for the Interior, that would have been illegal. If the order came from the immediate past Speaker, Mike Okoye, who was also seeking re-election, the order would have been illegal. And I don't think the order would have come from the Chief Justice at the time.
Upon what basis would she have been?
Well, at that time you had control. You were acting president, so yes, it's possible.
Chief Justice. I don't think there's a specific clause in the Constitution.
I think the bottom line is
what?
If the Speaker says he investigated
when all three are not available,
that's a constitutional debate that we have long passed. But it's also a certain.
If the Speaker says
let's not get
he
into that. I'm sure
he should let us know the outcome of that investigation.
That is all I'm saying.
Unless, like Mamina is saying, unless he did it in his personal capacity and not maybe Parliament as an
he couldn't have done it in his personal capacity.
There should be a report on that. Let us know the outcome of the investigation.
So even if he did it in his personal capacity, he mentioned it in an official communication to the House. This was to the House, right?
Yes. We've done the investigation. There's a report available, but we don't want to share with the public. We're giving it to the appropriate quarters. Let us know that it came to a proper conclusion, that it did not stop in the middle somewhere. There we know that
Parliament investigated.
Yes.
Parliament made some findings, but Parliament cannot act on it.
Okay.
So we are handing it over to the executive.
Or Parliament cannot tell you what is in the report.
Well, so I think the Speaker has to come clearer on this matter, because that incident was a serious dent on what did you always say, on our growing.
So it's a Speaker's Editors Forum, and so he was engaging the.
Last night's forum.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's where these comments were made.
So questions have to be asked of the Speaker.
That's what I'm saying. We have to get a bit more in terms of all of that interaction. But of concern, the Ghana AIDS Commission says that the use of condoms is declining. Yesterday there were statistics in terms of HIV from the Ghana AIDS Commission. I didn't see any of the papers capture that today.
I think I saw a headline like that.
They said boys not the use again.
in there.
Condoms are not only for boys.
So they are set to roll out
Boys and
condom
girls.
dispensing machines.
Condom what?
Condom dispensing machines at strategic locations.
This is how we will not use.
Particularly during events where young people gather.
I said this is how we will know. You think
Frederick
Kunzo will go to the Independence Square for a program. There's a condom dispenser, like a water dispenser. Then Kunzo will go and stand in front of it and press. Then condom will fall out. Then he will pick it. You think Kunzo will do that? He will prefer to go raw. So that is not the way to go at all.
Look for song and play now.
The name calling will not be tolerated.
Which one is not being tolerated? Kunzo doesn't use condoms.
Kunzo, that's he says he will not go for the. He will not go to the Independence.
He won't go for the program.
If he did. He will not be engaged in unscrupulous activities.
No, but these are I think who are saying that we're short of condoms. Oh, you didn't know that has been making around for like close to a month.
No, I haven't heard that.
I'll look for the story for you.
Honest, but the numbers I saw, 60% out of the newly reported cases, 60% of the individuals know their status. That's one of the many things. Let me get a bit more. Somebody sending me a message. Oh my goodness! 1 in 4 people living with HIV not receiving life-saving treatment. That's according to the AIDS control program, National AIDS Control Program. Ghana recorded 15,290 new infections of HIV between in 2024 alone, with 60% knowing their status. We know that discrimination, stigma remains barriers fueling ongoing HIV treatment. Yes, then there's the condom dispensing machines, amongst many other things. 13,000 people died of AIDS every year in Ghana. Also
13,000.
Yeah.
Hey.
So those are some of the numbers from the engagement, as they also announced the day to commemorate 2025 World AIDS Day, launched as well, with a commitment to overcoming disruptions and transforming the AIDS response. So
there's a lot of okay, let me not use any big word. Let me just say people are shy. People are shy to even buy condom from your regular pharmacy. Very few people are bold enough to just walk in and say, I'm buying condom. I don't know how Crosby used to do it.
Don't mention names, I beg.
Oh, but the man is here. He can speak for himself. How did you used to do it?
So there's this.
I want to believe now you don't.
There's this joke I heard.
Tell story.
The man said he woke up in the morning, he had 200 Ghana cedis to a pharmacy, he went to go and buy a condom. And then when he went, the person did not have change, so the person had to go out with him to go and look for change. And then they go to a place, he greeted the person. He said, I'm looking for change. And saying 200 cedis. I know, but thought day. So the woman asked the pharmacy operator, is this not saying 200? He responded 200 cedis. I know, but thought day. Condom. Why?
But Ghanaians are nosy.
Very,
how is this your business?
Very nosy.
Just give me change.
No. And even when you got to know what was being done, why are you interested in the individual who's buying it?
No one to respond. Why isn't it not check?
All right, guys. Thank you very much for helping us do the news review this morning as well. We'll talk about the Rosebank University. Then when we return from a break as well, we'll pick your calls here on the 3FM Sunrise. But let's talk about the Rosebank International University College, shall we? Because there's a world-class university right here in the country for you. Rosebank International is a strong South African university and a brand of the Advitech Group, Africa's largest private education provider with 146 schools across 5 African countries and over 100,000 learners, and partly owned by the World Bank through the IFC. Rosebank International University is fully accredited by the South African Qualifications Authority, the British Accreditation Council, GTEC in Ghana, City and Guilds in the UK, and Capsicum Culinary Studio. At Rosebank International University, we offer a Doctor of Business Administration, DBA, MBA, Master of Science, and Master of Philosophy in Digital Marketing, Bachelor of Supply Chain Management, targeting professionals in freight forwarding, customs, etc. We offer hospitality and culinary arts, available at diploma, undergraduate and postgraduate levels. Our ICT has BSc Information Technology in Business Systems and IT Computer Application Development, all carefully designed to equip you with the skills and qualifications needed for a successful global career. Our mission is simple: inspiring excellence. Admissions are now open for our January 2026 intake. Visit our modern campus at Airport Commercial, Opebia House, Accra, or apply online at www.riuc.edu.gh. Rosebank International University, building global citizens. Quick spot of commercial.